Secretary, it's good to be with you, and I know that we both agree in investment infrastructure, how important it is, and it's not a political football. It's an American problem that we all have, and we're working together on that. But I know Senator Capito and I would share the same concerns that we have in our state. Small rural states really have certain significant problems, a little bit different to urban areas. But we have projects like King Coal Highway, Coalfield Expressway, Corridor H, Yeager Airport. Some of these things we've been working on for quite some time. You all have been very attentive, and we appreciate that, but we're just now got to complete some of these projects. Speaking on Amtrak, I know it was talked to you. I just spoke to Richard Anderson, and I agree. He seemed to be very cooperative, very understanding, and very willing to work. The Cardinal Line travels through southern West Virginia between, as you know, between Washington and Chicago. It travels to towns like Kenton, Charleston, and Huntington. Unfortunately, Amtrak recently announced, with no prior notice to affected companies, that would no longer operate charter services or special trains. I understood, he gave me the reasoning concerning on some people with these very wealthy people with private cars. We don't have very wealthy people with private cars in West Virginia. We have Railroad Days Festival, the Hinton and Huntington project. It's a tremendous revenue. It's been going on for 51 years. They don't know if they can continue now. We have groups like the Kiwanis, Lions Club that are depending on these times that they operate, peak seasons of tourism. And Richard told me that he would be very sympathetic to looking at a case by case. I just want you all to understand, in some of these situations, especially in rural America, rural West Virginia, this is the lifeblood to some of these people. We have the Collins P. Huntington Railroad Historical Society, which is very dependent upon that. And it's just something that's very educational, but it's very rewarding, but it's also economically vital for the area. So I would like, I don't know if you all knew about the decision that was made.
I don't know. I didn't know about it prior to being briefed for this hearing. I think you are.
We're working with Richard.
Talking to Richard about this. And we will reinforce also.
We don't know what the waiver process is. I know both of our staffs will be working through the waiver process, making sure that this was of high priority. We're not asking for accommodation just for one person or a special group. Right. This is a period of time that they either make it or break it. And it's been going on for 51 years, so it's not a Johnny-come-lately. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, so I hope your attention can be drawn towards that for the Amtrak, especially the Huntington-Hinton Railroad Festival Days. Corridor H. Corridor H is a corridor that John Kennedy made happen. Now, I'm taking you back a ways. We still haven't completed it, if you can believe that. We still have not completed it. We still have, I think, about 20-some miles left. It costs $330 million, I'm understanding. That's the estimate to complete Corridor H in West Virginia. The state's willing to put up $90 million to do that, which is 26% of the cost. I don't know, with the new infrastructure bill, we have not seen that, but we've got some priorities that really have to take care of, but we can't even finish what's been going on for well over 50, almost 60 years now. It's just ridiculous. So I don't know how you can help us on that. The Appalachian Regional Commission, we've worked with ARC, and we're hoping that we can use that to facilitate this, but the state's willing, and they do have skin in the game. That's a substantial amount. And they're willing to do that, but we're trying to get some type of a planning done here that we can get that accomplished. Also, the criteria for the federal grants like Tiger and Infra to reward states that are making this much investment and willing to step to the plate. The regional airport that we have in our main airport in West Virginia is our Charleston Airport, Yeager Airport, and the expansion going on there. You all have been helping us there because our ISA, which is our overrun, you all have helped there. But this next extension, we cannot be able to service the traffic that we need coming into there for the hub of our capital city and also our state. I don't know if you all have been made aware or up to speed on that, if your staff has been, and how you can accommodate us with that.
Well, you have a whole list of issues, and so we want to work with you. No.
I'm sure that my dear friend and colleague
will
second that and probably has her own, but we both, this is one thing, this brings the needs of our little state. Rural states have so much. Shelley and I work very close together, our staffs work very close together, because without some assistance and some help, rural America, as you said yourself, only 7% is getting helped. 93% is going to the largest areas that have the wherewithals to help themselves a lot more. We've got areas that we've got total no cell coverage, no broadband, and there's no way we're going to be able to develop unless we have this assistance and help from the federal government. So your attention to these matters, and we'll give you everything we've got on this, but we need your help.
Thank you very much, Senator. We've always talked about your state. And
Yeah.
so that's why also the president's proposal includes a 25% amount for rural America.
Rural,
that
yeah,
will
we know
be
that.
administered differently than the rest of the funding for other areas.
I know there's a lot of new projects that people will bring to you. They want to start this.
Right.
We like to finish some that have been going on for so long, we never could get the assistance that we needed. And I think if we can work together on some of this and come to you with a concerted effort on how we could finish Corridor H, Amtrak keeping for 51 years a tradition. Kiwanis and the Lions Club go down. That's their main revenue. Little things like that. And I know what you're trying to do. He says, he was very, very kind. Richard says, Joe, I got to run a railroad. I says, but Shelley and I have to keep a state running too. We have to keep it open. And these little towns are depending on us. Thank you.
As you know, the president's proposal, again, understands these concerns about rural America. And so that is why, again, 25% of the program will be devoted to rural America and their concerns.
Senator Capito.